How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual... Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a commando, Deadeye, mercenary, Deadeye, Commando, Psy-Freak, Saboteur, Sentinel, Deadeye, Commando, Deadeye, Mercenary, Commando, Mercenary, Mercenary chosen. Good choice. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already... But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise.
Seems more like you're...
But...
in your nature.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The Predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die. Oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Amazing how much that helps. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Close encounter. Looks like you got this. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. The deep cut. Who can stand against that? That's going to leave a mark. Keep hammering away. Person. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. You can make something from that. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. He presents himself as out of date. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then. The night... There have been rumors of a... The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left him. There's... It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciple... After the old... Had it not been... Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you. You're such a good child, so you probably did. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should... You found one. The Nono's key energy is... You'll need to support the tree for... You'll need a net to catch... You handle that. He's... One day... But today... Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, from this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the predator... He lost you there for a while. He says he... The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after... The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse, his friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one... The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own.
Ba lo yualu. To huae.
He wants you to understand that you'll all...
To lua lu. To loka. Yo wo to lua.
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater, the mech.
Kuchai. Hifar. Befarb.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
To wowu.